team for joining in. Thanks for joining this expert session on GitHub overview. We have our guest speaker, Mr. Avinandan Mishra with us. So just to set the expectations and the overall agenda on how we drive this webinar for you, we will have a session, we'll have the session overview session for approximately 45 minutes. Post that, we'll be taking the Q&A, the question and answer section. If you have any questions, you can put in your questions in the chat box, or you can ask the question towards the end of the session as well. During the session, we also have some quizzes around it and some spot prizes to be announced. So look forward to this session. So a brief introduction about our speaker today, and then we'll kickstart the session. So we are privileged to have our speaker, Mr. Avinandan Mishra, with us today, who has sorry, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, apologies for this. So Avinandan Mishra is a partner technical architect at GitHub and is based out of Bangalore. In his current role, he's been responsible for managing and enabling the GSI ecosystem within GitHub, and also primarily focused towards the go-to-market strategy. In his career, spanning over 16 plus years, he has been working across various technical roles across industries, advising customers and supporting various complex architecture scenarios as well. So prior joining to GitHub, Avinandan has been associated with organizations like Salesforce, IBM, and Wipro also. So without much ado, I think I'll hand over the session to you, Avinandan. A very warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much. Really, I feel a little flattered with all that introduction. Nonetheless, thank you so much. And thank you to the entire team. It may be the first time that in our respective lives we're meeting each other. So a hi from me, and I hope all of you are doing well, keeping safe. I think things are beginning to look slightly better now. So welcoming you all to this very first session, and I'm honored to be a part of this session. I see already a big audience in. Request all of you to be on mute. If you have some questions, you can talk to your moderator and unmute yourself. Feel free to interrupt me whenever you think. And without any ado, let me share my screen. I hope I have the sharing rights with me. Here I go. Are you able to see my screen? Can one of you just confirm me?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, fantastic. So this session is primarily an overview session. Tomorrow, some of my colleagues will, run you through the security session with demos as well. And the day after, again, the demo session where we will be again giving you some of the demos on some of the security aspects and the overall GitHub aspects that we discussed. But really, today's session is more to make the audience here aware of GitHub and what are the new features and product and everything that is available. Give me 1 second. I just need to turn off my video just to preserve my broadband. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think this should be fine. Anyway, I'm still working remotely, yet to be back in my office. That's why I just want to make sure that this presentation looks flicker-free rather than my face. All right, welcome. So before we get started, I may be making some forward-looking statement, but I request you to see whatever products that are generally available before making a purchase decision for yourself or on behalf of your customer. So giving you just a minute to read it. Let's move forward. Yep. So Satya. He has an interesting thought process, and I think this thought process echoes with many of the leaders, across the globe, many of the CEO, that the rise of digital IP creation in every organization means developers will increasingly drive and influence every business process and functions. And GitHub is the place, for example, you need to ship faster, you need to experiment fast, you need to learn to have the ability to be able to experiment fast And if require, fail. I mean, failure is not the stop, fail from that, learn from that, and again come back to the experimentation mode. And this is evident from the big names that we see, that we're able to churn out billions. Pushing the new code confidently, securely will also help. And collaboration techniques, many are available. Specifically, I will touch upon inner source today, how that helps team. And companies are still struggling to adopt DevOps. And some of the companies are even just getting started on DevSecOps as we speak. But these things are, if we go to the DevOps, we see that yes, things exist, but it could be optimized a lot more, right? And up to 85% of the investment in code quality, right? The code quality also needs to improve, right? So the improvement has to happen on the code quality, because some of the code which is there has worked for ages. People just take that and use it, although things could be improved over it. And 40% efficient in terms of developer onboarding. So this is kind of 4 key trends that we see across in all industry across the globe. And that's why we are here. We are here to align to your most important business goals, where we can make a meaningful impact, and to develop and execute and plan these goals with you. That's why we are here to partner with you along with Microsoft. We are the largest developer platform on earth. GitHub is used by 65 million plus developers. There's no competitor which is even somewhere close to us as far as the developer base is concerned. We support 3 million plus organizations. Thousands of open source projects rely on us, be it your TensorFlows, be it your NPMs of the world. Top open source projects are all part of GitHub. We have approximately 2.5 billion. The number here is slightly less, but it's approximately now 2.5 billion contributions per year, and millions of public and private repo. I think people are still joining in. Should I give a little pause or I continue? I see a lot of beeps.
Yeah, but I think it's not needed for them to mention join team. You can join in, but please don't mention anything in the chat.
Yeah, it constantly keeps on beeping.
Yes, I understand. So. Okay, you may continue, Abhinandan.
Thank you. And I would encourage all of you to have a look at the recent Forrester report. And that's where you can have a good value add of what is GitHub and how it is popular among enterprises at this point of time. We drive close to 640% ROI with GitHub. One can drive that. With GitHub, one can expect a 40% improvement as far as developer onboarding is concerned, 85% improvement in terms of their code quality and production time, 45 minutes saved per day per developer. And that's a big number. Organizations like Sogeti, who have such massive developer base, saving 45 minutes per day per developer makes a lot of, cost savings and improves the profit margin, right? And generally what we have seen, and this is Forrester report, again, unbiased report, independently audited, is it's just less than 3 months, when the company starts getting back the investment that they have made with respect to GitHub. So I urge you all to search for Forrester report of GitHub. It's all available publicly. You can get the study and see it for yourself. Now, coming to the enterprise offering, we have 2 stuff. One is GitHub Enterprise on Cloud, where everything is hosted on cloud, and GitHub Enterprise on Server, which is everything is hosted on a server of your choice. It could be a public cloud like AWS. It could be a bare metal server, which is there somewhere, that piece of hardware, or it could be a private cloud. It is really the server of your choice. So option A is GitHub Enterprise for Cloud, that we short form on acronym it and call it as GHEC. And the next one is GHES, which is GitHub Enterprise on Server. Now, with both these offerings, you could have an integrated platform where you can move from idea to code to cloud, of your choice. And just to make sure that everything is automated, we provide a couple of new innovations, and one of that is ActPM, be it the NuGet, be it Maven. All of these packagings are supported by default out of the box. As far as security is concerned, with GitHub, with 65 plus million developers, using our platform, we are in the forefront of security. So the idea here that we always say is that don't leave security as an afterthought. Start it from day one. Whenever you write that first, project and that first piece of code, whatever, be it a Hello World or Java or whatever, the moment you commit that code, we have options to really start enforcing security around it. We have automated scanners that can scan the code and say, hey, your code contains a, potential bug that can be exploited by, a person with this kind of a malicious script. So really, it begins from the very first point itself, where we begin to enforce security. And there are multiple advanced options that we have come up with, code scanning, secret scanning. I'll touch upon some of those. And rapid and effective collaboration. Again, GitHub is now available on mobile, so you can really,
And we'll have the questions coming up.
Sure.
Is my screen visible, Abhinandan?
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen.
Okay.
Satya is there on the top.
Yeah, so this was the leaderboard status as per the last two questions that we had. We have Satya, Kamna, and Prashant leading the leaderboard status. So we go to the third question now. So question 3 of 4. Be quick in answering your questions. Community powered security and compliance features includes dependency insights only, vulnerability management only, code QL only, or all of the above. 7 seconds to go. Be quick. And the quiz ends. So we have most of them answering the right one, all of the above. That's right.
Yeah.
So coming to the last question. Okay, before that, we have the leaderboard stats with us. So we have Satya, Kamna, and Anirudh who are now on the top 3 positions. So buck up, remaining people. We come to the last question. Be quick in answering it. With GitHub Codespaces, you can code, build, test, debug, and deploy all in your browser. True or false? 7 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. It's time up. So yes, maximum responses. True is the right answer. So let's see the final leaderboard stats with us. So congratulations, Kamna, Anurod, and Anirudh. Kamna leads the status. She's the first position. So winners, please do contact me and ping me your complete email ID because we've logged in only with our first names. I will need your complete email ID to share some rewards around this. So Kamna, Anirudh, and Anirudh, I'll request you to ping me later on post this webinar and share your full email ID.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, team. So I think I'll stop sharing my screen and we'll have last 4-5 minutes for our question and answer session. So team, please unmute yourself and ask for your questions.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the strategy to deploy on AWS or GCP?
The strategy is straightforward. AWS and GCP will be treated as your on-prem. So basically what happens is that you can opt for GitHub Enterprise Server and get it deployed on GEC or AWS. Of course, the infra bit management, has to be done by customer or by the associated infra team. For example, if you want to deploy that to multiple nodes in AWS and to wish to have, load balancers in between to have fail-safe mechanism, or you wish to have additional gateways or LAN-based configuration, all those configurations will be similar to what you do in your on-prem. It's just that, you're now putting into AWS, but the version that you need to, the variant that you need to deploy from GitHub will be GitHub Enterprise on server.
Okay, thanks. I think that answers my question.
Yeah. Good question. Thank you. I think it's a common question. Everyone has a doubt about that. And I understand that, in a big gathering like this, it's difficult to, unmute and ask questions because, if 3 people unmute together, it's chaotic. But what I feel is that, do send me if you have some burning questions. We can help you out. You can collate your questions and send it to, through your practice spots, and we will try our best to help you.
Can we send it via mail to you?
That would be again difficult if, let's say, everyone decide to send for 500 plus people join, so I'll get 500 emails, I'll go mad. So better collate it into one Excel sheet or something, and you can send it across, and I'll try to respond back. Hope you understood.
Great, if we can collate the questions. Yes.
Yeah,
And
someone can. Yeah. And mind you, folks, tomorrow and day after tomorrow is more interesting because the first session we kept it, intentionally theoretical. So we, give you, overall picture of GitHub, because so many things have changed since last couple of, quarters or last 2 years. Now, I think this has become a good level setting place where tomorrow you will appreciate more about enterprise. When my colleague shows you, what's an enterprise account, how to, create a simple policy, how to create a depend about alert, how to create code scanning. He will check in a code with actually a token, and then you'll see how GitHub responds to that. And GitHub will immediately start alerting the ecosystem. And likewise, what is actions packages? How do you open an YAML file? How do you find the correct YAML file in workplace? That will be covered on 17th. So do tune into those 2 sessions. It is an extension. Think of them as extension for today's session.
Sure, Abhinandan, thanks for this heads up. Yes, team, do look forward to these another expert connect sessions coming up tomorrow and day after. So we are just on time. So for any additional questions, please do collate questions within the team and share it with me. We will go back to Abhinandan and have your questions answered. So thank you, Abhinandan, for your time. Yes, sorry, you were about to say something.
Yeah, Sanjana, for tomorrow's one on security, I might need you to add one more participant from our side as a backup. In case, there's something, the environment does not work. We wish to have 2 people in the call. In case something does not work for the first person, at least second person can take it up. So I will send you the details to you. You just need
share
to
the email ID and we shall forward the invite to him.
Bingo. Thank you so much.
Oh. Thank you, Abhinandan. The session, I'm sure, was quite insightful, and the team is looking forward to the next 2 parts as well. And thank you for your time, and we look forward to the next sessions.
And
thank you,
GitHub
everyone, for joining
is just around the corner.
Yes.
Yeah, all I was saying is the GitHub certification is just around the corner. We'll update you more details, in the coming days.
Okay. Sure. So thank you, team, for joining me. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, Sanjana. Thank you all of you.